Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is the way democracy works. Mass democracy. And what happened? Well, this is what happened. France's Senate passes controversial pension reform. All right? Or if you want it better, right here. French pension reform bill passes to Senate as tense parliament session ends. All right? Great. I know this one. Who's this? Let me see. Yeah, there's the Prime Minister right here. Elizabeth, there you have it. So this pension passes. What do we have here? Oh, we have a lot of protests that, pension reform protest in France 4 days ago. Oh my God. Then we have March 7 pension again. What do you need to know about that? And there were a lot of other protests, if you remember, against this, but didn't matter. Let's read this little article a little bit. The French government's plans to raise the retirement age to 64 from 62, which has led to widespread protest, they don't care, moved on to the Senate after a tense parliamentary debate ended on Saturday. Tense. I don't give a damn. What's the end result? They fought for you guys. Yes, they fought for you hard. The final battle on the pension bill in the lower house of parliament was marred by jeers of various sides of the assembly, resulting in an emotional outburst by employment minister Olivier Duchamp. You have insulted me for 15 years. No one cracked, though. No one cracked. We are here in front of you to present the reform. Duchamp shouted towards opposition politicians. Well, whatever. President Emmanuel Macron wants to raise the retirement age in a move he deems crucial to avoid a collapse of the state pension system and to ensure younger generations do not carry the burden of financing the older generations. However, many in France where there is already anger over rising living costs are against the plan. The move is also opposed by far-right and left-wing political parties. There have been sporadic one-day street protests over January and February, which have passed off mostly peacefully, and more protests are planned for early March. They don't care. The government has a relative majority in parliament, so there is a real pressure for the opposition parties. So it's a new context because the opposition will take the position of what is being said in street protests. The balance of power is clearly much more favorable to the opposition. All right, well, that's democracy for you. And let me put this in the context of another event that occurs as I speak in the country of Georgia. In the country of Georgia, we had a government democratically elected. We have parliament, and they decided, the parliament, to put forth a motion to vote for it. Like these guys voted for the pension report, the pension, how do you call it? Reform, Jesus Christ. So they did the same thing with another law. You know, that law would require each and every NGO who is financed from outside sources, if it passes 20% of its finances from outside sources, whatever the sources are, it could be FBI, CIA, if it's past that, you have to register as a foreign agent. And these guys call that Russia's law, because Russia passed something similar in 2012, but the United States passed something similar in 1938. So, but for whatever reason, it's called Russia's law, not US's law. And Russia did, the United States did more from 1938 until now, calling, foreign agent different situations. So the Russians did something in 2012, which doesn't even count compared with the other guys. But these guys, oh my God, they started protests. Someone pushed a few buttons, mass protest. They just figured it out. They knew, oh my God, we gotta go and meet and organize. Okay, that's good. That's democratic behavior in a free country. You go over there and you protest. But the protesters wanted to storm the parliament. It didn't happen in Paris. I wonder why. And then they started to storm the parliament. The police tried to stop them, and after about 2 days, and it's a mistake, that after 2 days, the parliamentaries, the government, unlike in France, said, you know what, we withdraw the, how do you call this pension? What is this pension? Jesus Christ. Pension reform, so-called. So the guys in Georgia withdraw the law that they were trying to do exactly what these guys put it in front of the parliament, vote yay, nay. That's democracy, because those guys are the representatives of the people. And if you don't like it, it's voted now. And when you get the majority, then you vote it the other way around. That's how it works, supposedly. But hey, over there, I said, okay, we're gonna withdraw the motion. And you know what was next? The peaceful protesters, or mostly peaceful protesters in Georgia, now demand the government to fall. Why? Why? It's like these guys here in France will try to storm the French parliament, and the French governors will say, or the people in parliament, oh, okay, we're done with the reforms. And over there in France were millions of people protesting all these times. In Georgia, there were not millions. And it's the difference of population as well, and I understand that one. But it was like 2 days. And they already, oh, okay, let's withdraw that. And in France, it not happen that. I say, we're going to vote for it. Buy a big thing in your ass, and that's it. It's done. So what's going on right now? Will they demand the fall of Macron? They don't care. Macron has got like, what, 31% approval rating? 31. I thought that's democracy. And democracy means rule by majority. The majority rule. He doesn't have majority, definitely. 31. So he's actually in a position where he's not wanted. He doesn't have the imperium. It's like you need a college degree to, let's say, get employed and do a certain kind of job, but you just graduated the first year. A little bit, a year and a half out of, let's say, 4. Let's say a year out of 5. Not even, let's say, a year and a half out of 5. And you say, how in the hell? You're not qualified anymore. With 1 year and a half of college, you didn't graduate. Get the fuck out. With 31% approval rating, get the fuck out of here. You don't have the imperium. You don't have the support of the masses. That means you're out. And it's not like, oh, it just happened right now, because he was at 80 before, 80%. And now it's just at 31. It just happens, and then, hiccup. And now he's going to go back at 98%. No, he's been like this consistently. Between 40, 30, 20, 40, 30. Never, 40 was like, woo, baby, let's have a party. So yeah, see the difference? And over there in Georgia, the Americans applaud and Brussels the fact the population, the protesters, which are try to storm the parliament, demand the dissolution of the government. But here, they don't care. The same in the United States of America. You can have how much you want here. You think Biden is going to abdicate? He's not going to I mean, he should have abdicated before he ran for presidency. And the fact that he was elected, that's more concerning. Because you can be a, deluded guy and an asshole and say, I want to run. Let's go, baby. What day is today? It's one thing, and you run and nobody votes for you because they see you, that you can't lead a country. But they vote for you. They like you. How is that possible? Who are those if this is how do you call it, anyway, you know what I mean. So how sane is the electorate? And this is the mass democracy. So it's not this guy that wants to get elected. It's the guys who thought that his feat is good enough for their expectations, their values, their level, their standards. He surpassed their standards. They wanted him, and he got elected with what? 90 million people votes. That guy, that product, expired product. I'm not saying that the other one was, would have passed my, but this is the democracy. But they don't do anything about it. When these guys are storming they try to storm the parliament in Georgia. The Westerners are, but when these guys go in the Capitol, Oh, it's insurrection! Buh! Yeah, when those guys conducted that, completed successfully that coup d'etat in 2014 in Ukraine, when it happened to them, let me put my denture back, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, Jesus Christ. And this is the free world. This is a joke, man. This is a perversion of whatever was intended. Perversion. Perversion is a deviation of normality. That's what's called perversion. Poor ancient Romans and Greeks. They just do like this in their graves, coming back and looking and seeing what's going on here. And we are the progressive, enlightened country of the world who has the power to flatten out everybody else. That's scary. And you have here a lot of hatred towards certain kind of groups. Imagine those guys who hate this kind of groups will get the power to nuclear arsenal at one point, to democratic system, if you know what I mean, and appointments. What do you think first thing they will do? We'll say, hey, you guys remember? Oh yeah, okay, boom. Do you think it's not gonna happen? Well, I hope I'm dead by then and I'm not gonna give up, but it might happen in about 15 years, I guess. And some people, maybe some of my viewers, younger, will experience that. Remember, the abused is more inclined to abuse. There's our study. It's not me just pulling out of my ass and throwing here because it makes sense for my point to support it. No, a person that was abused is more likely to abuse when it has the power than a person who was not abused. Those are psychological studies, not me. Just click, click, click. Just do that. So yeah, these guys, when they're gonna get to power, you can see the trend right now. What do you think they're gonna do? Payback time, baby doll. And you say, well, okay, but these are we built this, we invented this. Okay, but I got them now. Yeah, shoot yourself in the foot, my friends. And you see how this is going to be. Never allow yourself to depend or to be at anybody's mercy, thinking that someone else is going to be good and is going to have mercy. No, don't let yourself. Turn it the other way around. No, you should be at my mercy instead of I being at your mercy. I mean, if you want to do that, I don't even know why you're walking the face of the earth, because you're just someone else's female dog. See how nice? Anyway, my friends, here is with friends. They don't care. They don't care. With all mass protests and all this, they just went outside. I'm not saying it shouldn't be done, but this just shows you the level of democracy. That guy has 31% or how much he's got. The parliament is as it is. Those guys goes out. Anything happened? No. So what else was supposed to happen? Strikes and what? Turning upside down cars in Paris like Parisians, like the French nation does since Napoleon time. Huh? I like when someone gets in trouble and angry about something, destroys other people's property, because that's how the French did, or the Swedes did. Remember the Swedes in Switzerland, in Malmo? What they did over there? They got just angry, so destroyed everybody's property around. And I said, what the hell is this? Oh, they got berserk, the well-known historical anger of the Nordic people. Okay? Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Diversity is our strength, I want to say. And inclusion and equity. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends.